Most, if not all, the wealthy individuals in these areas who do recognize God will be taken out by the deadly virus or its after effect. The pandemic will also be hard on Europe because most of the wealth released by God into these nations are enjoyed by the majority who have simply taken God for granted or taken God out of the equation. This minority have abused God's blessings, and the majority are crying out to God, asking why He has left them. There are many who are also crying out for jobs worldwide when these jobs have been monopolized by cults, cliques, nepotisms, and the like. God, in His own infinite wisdom, has decided to use this COVID-19 to wipe out an entire set of people to make room for His prepared generation for wealth, business, and employment. And this prophetic word, hear me very clear. Anybody who will watch this, hear clear. Prophetically, we are in the last phase of the human race before God, Jesus Christ, will come the second time. As I'm speaking to you, between now and the next 100 years, Jesus will come and can come at any time. If it's in soccer, I will say we are playing extra time. Humanity, we are in our extra time. Let's go back to the salvation cross. Let's go back, because very soon, Asasi Rabeba, the owner of this earth, will come. Now, Africa is the last geographical location of God's outline program for the earth before the second coming of Christ. Africa is therefore the main beneficiary of this move of God, using this human endangered coronavirus outbreak. Firstly, God is handing over economic and spiritual authority to Africa. This one, I started saying this thing years ago. God is using this pandemic to empower Africa, so that Africa, the power that God has given us, we will get it and we will take it to the world. Because take it or leave it. Hear me? I've asked myself a simple question for years. Why? Africa has all the natural resources of the earth, of this world, but some way, somehow, we are the poorest. Something is not right, and God is using this one as the last resort to accomplish. So Africans, let's get ready. Africa, let's be prepared. Africa, let's be ready and waiting to take the gospel, the wealth, everything to the rest of the world. Hear me. Hear me. God will raise multiple billionaires. Several innovators and business icons will emerge out of this great continent. Wealth will abound in Africa as it has prevailed in America, Asia, Middle East, and Europe. Secondly, many in Africa will start receiving visitations from the Lord, and this is very clear. God told me that a lot of people in Africa, Jesus will reveal Himself to us. Some of you, when you sleep, you see Him. Some of you, when you are lying down, you see Him. Some of you, when you are walking, you meet Him. As Paul met Jesus on the road to Damascus, he is starting that same move, and this one, it is more stronger, more faster than before, because we must depopulate hell and populate heaven. That is the agenda for this COVID-19. Hear me and hear me clearly. Gifts and callings backed by a demonstration of power like never before will abound in Africa. Very soon, even when you sneeze, people will get healing like that. When you do things, signs and wonders, you just stretch out your hand, somebody is dead, and by the person and your shadow falling on humanity, you will see. that people will just be coming out. The Bible said in the book of 2 Kings that when Elisha died and they went to bury him, when his bones entered the grave, those who were dead, they came back to life. That's exactly what is going to happen in this end time. This is the apostolic era. The real apostolic era is about to take off, and it's going to take off in Africa. Africa, hear me. Those miracles that we've seen in Africa, this time is going to be more than before. And please, let's move it to the next level. This will be reminiscence of the days of God's generals like William Brown, Catherine Coleman, A.A. Allen, Smith Wigglesworth, and all those men of God who worked on the Azusa streets. Those power that were exhibited. This is the time that is going to happen. Praise Master Jesus.